Good morning, Windwalker Sailor. Well, it is early. It's 7:23. I'm not leaving today. I'm going to show you. We're going to teach you on tides today. This right here is my tide chart. This is now saying where the tide is at 7:23. This is low tide. That only gives me from here, maybe to here to get there. I cannot get there at low tide because there's too many spots I got to go through. And the numbers just didn't crunch. So here's low tide, high tide tonight, low tide tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, high tide is right there at 6:47. It moved almost an hour. High tide this morning was 5:49. When I got up at 7 o'clock, it was just barely good. I could see, but so that gives me from there to about here to get there. Not only that, if you look at the number, it says 8 feet. The tide tomorrow morning is going to be almost a foot higher than it was this morning. So not only did I gain a foot of water, but I gained an hour. Look at the time here is 1. The time tomorrow, or today. The time today at low tide there was 12 something. 12:13. So I gained an hour on the low tide, and I gained almost a foot of water. And it's later here, so I can probably leave about there, or even if I leave at 7 o'clock. Right here shows my time, 7:08. I'm dead at high tide. This morning at 7:08. What the hell just happened? This morning at 7:08, we were already on the falling tides, and there was just no way I could do it. I was in panic mode last night when I started doing the numbers. I was like, I'm not going to make it. Yeah, see how far I am past high tide? I'm already on the falling. And there's a couple areas that are going to be sketchy. So I was at the front door of the marina when Frank came into work this morning, so he extended me a day. So now I got to call the marina in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and tell them, hey, I can't make it, and pray they can bump it. Now that's my membership. I'm a member there, so I'm pretty sure that they can accommodate that. I hope, or it'll be ugly. But anyhow, that's why. When the tide drops, the current rushes one way. When it comes in, it goes the other way. Usually the falling tides, the currents are more, and that's what I'm going to be into. It's 24 miles there, so to do it in 4 hours, I got to maintain a 6-knot speed. On a falling tide in the places where those currents are, it's impossible. I'm going to be doing 4.5, 5 knots, maybe 5.5 at times. I can really push my engine and go. Now, when I get a tide where it's going, when I go around the bend and the tide changes and going and I see it jump up, hammer the throttle and go as fast as I can go. When I'm against the tide, we'll back off and we'll that guy's fucking with my electric again. I come back, my breaker was off on this side and he was playing with Eddie's thing. But anyways, that's the deal. So I have to time my speeds and know, I got 4 hours to get there. And make it before bottom low tide. So that's where I say, man, your head's on a swivel. And all through here, there's crab pots everywhere. I damn near caught one yesterday. I was trying to change my radio to hell here and look up, and they set them almost in the channel. So that's where we're at. I had to add another day. I tried to time it right, and I was off, and there was just no way. So tomorrow morning, leaving's going to be sketchy because it's going to be daylight, but dusk. But that's the only way I'm going to be able to get out of here and make it. And once I leave here, that's glass, calm, nothing. I got to hammer the throttle and give it everything I can. my first few runs so I can get around and get out of here and make up time. I got to, as long as the tide, they call it slack tide, when it's at the top or at the bottom, the current backs right off because it's not coming in or coming out. If I can leave at that time and hit it with no current, pour the coals to it, and we're going to go as fast as we can go until we start hitting that current on the drop side of it. So that's where we're at. We're here for another day, more money, but I can't. It's $97 a day to stay here. I can't jeopardize my boat and my home for $97. But there's no way I was going to make it. And I don't know what's up there, how it's going to drop. I don't even know yet in Thunderbolt, or not Thunderbolt, but Hilton Head Island. The tides are close to the same. That's where we're at. There's your lesson on tides. So thank you. Keep watching. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time on Windwalker Sailors.